All right, it is now straight up top of the hour, and I have this young lady with me that I met, I think, a couple weeks ago, and we were at a conference, and we went out there, and it was a good conference. And I ran across her. She was tucked away over in the corner, so I don't know why they put her in the corner over there, but I found her. I wasn't scared. And then when I talked to her, I got really scared because she messed around and she gets you in shape, really in shape. You see muscles you never seen before that even existed in your body. All right, we got Miss Newsom on here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Um, Fair. I
Okay.
was a little upset this morning because Facebook sort of pulled my coax, and they do that every once in a while, telling me I was playing unlicensed music. I am a licensed radio station. I pay the royalty fees and all that, but they
Mm-hmm.
still cut me off for 2 hours this morning. But I'm back.
Okay.
If those you don't know, we're on Facebook and we're on Twitch. So we're on two platforms, soon to be on YouTube in a few. We got cut off from there too. They don't like what I'm doing. They just said, by the way, you suspended for 60 days. I had been suspended more than I was in high school. Golly, every time I look, I'm being suspended for something. But anyway, all right, young lady. I had your card in front of me, but I don't need it because we talked yesterday on the phone. And we had good conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
So we talked about somebody who want to lose weight in 6 months, in 3 months. They should have started a year ago because it takes years to put that weight on. You don't take a magic pill and it disappears.
Right.
So you have to be diligent on when you want to do it. Because I found out that a lot of people make their New Year's resolution on January 1st. On January 20th, they're back doing the same thing they were doing before. Do you find that out a lot with people?
Yeah. It's when you don't plan. So when you don't have a plan, when you go to the gym, what are you going to work? What is the goal? What are you going to eat that day? So trying to do everything on the fly, you're going to get discouraged because you're not making progress and you'll quit.
Yeah. So one thing I found out, we talked about how men and women lose weight different ways. But I think that we all hit this plateau where we lose so much weight and all of a sudden we're doing the same thing. We're not losing any more weight. Um, what is that contribute to our diet change, or do we need to do different exercise or eat different foods or what to get over that hump?
Yeah, so a lot of times if you're doing something in the beginning, your body will plateau because it'll get used to that. So then you'll have to change it up. So a lot of times if you're with your diet, so if you're following this strict diet pretty good and you don't take any cheat meals. So you'll need a break. So your body needs a break every now and then. So it's good to do a cheat meal, at least once a week, twice a month or whatever. So I do it twice a month, every other week. So it's good to jumpstart, your body. So with the exercise, your body can get used to the exercise. So you need to increase the weight or increase the intensity or something like that because your body will just plateau because they'll get used to what you're doing.
So when you talk about weight and all that, somebody just wrote in and said, "How do you get rid of back fat?" You know what that is?
So yeah, so a lot of, a lot of people, once you gain some weight, you start seeing creases and stuff in your back. But you can't spot reduced body fat. So that's one thing. People want to focus on one part of your body. But as you're losing weight, it's going to be all over. So there's no way you can just spot your back, just spot your stomach. Because once you lose weight, it's going to lose it wherever the most of the fat is. And we may not see it on the outside, but internally you're losing it. So you can't spot reduced fat.
Okay. One question that came up, I was talking to somebody, this young lady. I've been knowing her for years, and she was always top heavy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when she started losing weight, that reduced her breast size too.
Mm-hmm.
And she was amazed. But I said, "Why are you discussing this with me? I'm a man." And she said, well, you're my friend, and I could talk to you about that. I said, some things I don't want to hear. But you did that stop her? No, she kept on telling me the more weight she lost, it reduced her breast, and she felt good about that because at one time she wanted to go in and get breast reduction. But when she turned around and started losing weight, I said, hey, I like this. And now she is looking good with her side. I've been knowing her for over 25 years. And I tell you, she has really turned around from what she used to be to where she is right now. So I guess that happens, huh?
Yeah, so with women, when we gain weight, we tend to gain it in our breast because that's the fatty tissue, in our hips and our butt, and that's just biologically. So that's where we carry the weight. We carry the weight in our waist or our hips and our butt and stuff like that because for carrying babies. So we need extra body fat to carry babies. Men will gain weight as they get older in their stomach. So they carry it in their stomach. So that's where the fat will go. So it's just a biological thing. But yeah, so the breasts are fatty tissue. So as you start losing weight, um, unless your family history is a large breast, more than likely you'll lose it in your breast. And even with women that have it in their family, they may not go down as small as they want to, but if they lose weight, you will lose a little bit.
Okay. So we were talking about regimen on what you need to do. If somebody came to you today and they had everything written down what they wanted to do, and they started, let's say 6 months ago, and they see themselves losing some weight, but not as fast as they want to. Is it a good idea for them to bring you a regimen of what they're doing so you could tailor it or adjust it for them?
Mm-hmm. So I can do that. And then, I mean, it comes with a lot of other things. So how long have you been doing it? What's your intensity? But we can talk about all of that. So if you give me what you've been doing, then I can tell you, after asking so many questions, then we can adjust the plan.
So in your consultation, I was reading your consultation right there. It's a free consultation. Did I say that right? Free?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure. Don't want you to give me a bill after the show. um, what do you go over in the? Do you listen to them on what they want, and then after that, you tell them what you need to do? There's a stop point. And say, well, if we go further, then we need to get you enrolled. So, what is the process on your consultation?
So when we do the consultation, I'll ask you what your goals are. You'll give me your goals. I'll ask you, what have you been doing, up to this point to reach that goal. We'll talk about the timeline because some people, have a certain timeline. So I'll tell you what it takes to get there during that time frame. I have an in-body machine also, so it does a body composition analysis. So I have you get on that. It'll tell me, of course, your weight, but it'll give me how much muscle mass you have in your body, how much body fat you have in your body. It'll give me the pounds. It'll give me the percentage. It'll tell me how many calories your body is burning. And then it'll give a chart on where the muscle is so you can see how much muscle you have in your arms and your legs and your core and stuff like that. And then from there, I can tell you what needs to be done to reach your goal based on what that composition analysis set tells me.
You have a machine that does all that.
Mhm.
I see. I've been away for a while. I'm impressed. So that gives them to know what they need to target. Like you said, when you lose weight, it's not just your back or your arm; it's your whole body.
And then with the analysis, so a lot of times I have people get on there maybe every fourth session. So determine on how often you come in. Some people come in once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. But I try to keep it standard. Every fourth session we'll get on there. Because let's say you get on your scale at home and it says you lost 2 pounds. And then you kind of mad and discouraged. But if you get on there, you can see you might have gained 5 pounds of muscle, but lost 8 pounds of fat. So then you're only seeing that 2 or 3 pounds. But on this machine, it'll tell me everything that's going on.
So, which brings to this point: so that people get upset they lose 2 pounds, but yet they really gained in other parts of the body,
Mm-hmm.
but you look slimmer, but you
Mm-hmm.
still haven't lost the weight. For me, for the first time in 2.5 years, I wasn't embarrassed about tucking my shirt in and walking around because yesterday I noticed that I tucked my shirt in with my suit and all that stuff. And wow, because I started wearing my shirt outside, not tucking it in because
Mm-hmm.
I just got a phobia about, boy, when is this baby gonna get due? And I guess all I've been doing is just changing my habit of eating. I walk anywhere between 5 and 8 miles a day. And that's not walking around track, that's working walking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do that. So I look at that. And then when I turned around, I have a 20-inch collar. When I could button that with no problem, I said, yes, that's how I look at things. Because I get
Mm-hmm.
button extenders so I could button my deal up to put on my tie. I don't have to do that anymore. So but that's just me. But I probably need to go see somebody like you to see exactly where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my pitch saying, maybe I'll come see you one day and see, and see exactly what's going on. Um, we talked yesterday. I told Sandra I was gonna bring this up again because I talked. I said, yeah, we talked. And I brought up a topic and, and she said, Ron, what did you bring up? It was tasteful. I wasn't bad. But we brought up the hormones that come out, and I read something about being intimate releases a different type of, I think you call it a happy hormone that also will I don't know if it shock your body. Can you reduce weight that away, but not all the time. Lord have mercy, not all the time, because it'd be too many happy people around here. But what hormone is that releases that?
I have to look it up. I don't know. There's I get them all mixed up, but there's some that's like serotonin, there's dopamine. Let me see what is the happy one.
I was looking it up too. Uh, globulin.
Dopamine.
Is that what that's? Why it got a
So
G
that's the
in front of it?
happy hormone is
Well, why you got
dopamine.
a G in front of it?
So
What
I
is
don't know what that one is, but this one is, yeah, so dopamine is the happy hormone.
okay.
So that one's that's released during something pleasurable. So some people get it during exercise. Some people get it during sex,
Yeah.
the, the happy
The
hormone.
happy one. So well, I just brought that up because I read a study on that um it is a need in that in couples to keep things going if they're working out together. That's one of them have to, yeah, working out together. Wow, that came out a little funny, didn't it? Working out together. But a study was brought up about that about 10 years ago and how that does affect your weight loss and with each other. But they said that you should be a couple, like a married couple doing it. Just don't go jump around from one to the other. They did specify that to be a married couple to do that. And you find out if y'all work out together, y'all can lose weight together and be happy together.
Mhm.
So we'll leave that alone for Sandra throw something at me. She threw something at me. Yeah, she got dopamine on here too. She did her research too. She didn't waste no time doing it. What's serotonin?
Ser it's probably serotonin.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow, that's good. I didn't get no rockets thrown at me for asking that question.
But that's a different hormone. That one deals with like sleep, mood, stuff like that,
Okay, okay.
digestion.
Since you brought, no, I'm gonna change the subject now. We're gonna get away from there. Does affecting your weight and everything that you do, but everything going around the world now today, everybody has that um I can't think of it right now. Oh, we're Joseph Lee when I need him. Oh, just it's not hitting me right now, but it come to me. Um, Crisis going around the world right now. Um, does that affect the person itself, their mood swings and all that with everything going on? Is it safe to say exercising would be a mean for them to push that to the side, or I'm not wording it right. It's just not coming out right now. I don't know why. It's the first time I'm lost for words.
So like, I guess exercise as a stress reliever.
Yeah, it could be that. Also, this is what I call it. When I'm out doing the yard and stuff, I like doing that. That's my therapy. for going out in the yard, cutting the yard. I don't know. I just love the smell of fresh grass on Saturday morning doing that. On the other hand, my wife got another therapy. It's called retail therapy, where she likes shopping. So we got two different type of therapies that we do. I told her mine is physical and hers is mental. And she said, no, mine is physical too. I'm walking. I said, but you go to the same store 3 times, then go to another store, then go back to the same store that you went to buy the product. So we argue about that. I'm still trying to think of what I was going to ask you about with oh man, that's okay. We'll switch subjects. It'll come to me. It'll come to me somewhere down the line. Okay, so I'm a brand new customer, and I'm coming to come see you, and don't know you. I would probably say, Doc, this problem I'm having. My doctor told me I'm 6'3", to only take in 1,500 calories a day. I can't do that. I can't survive with 1,500 calories. You know, I got to have more calories to keep on going. I'm active and all that stuff. So they come to you saying, I want to work out, I want to lose weight, but yet I want to eat too. How would you address that?
I guess first, if it's the doctor telling them, you need to know why, because it might be, if it's a lot of people with maybe diabetes, they have to adjust their carbs. So you got to eat more protein and fats. But you got to find out why the doctor told them to eat, that many calories or whatever. And then we have to eating, I guess, unhealthy food has a lot more calories than the healthy food, because like 1,500 calories can be a pizza. Somebody might be able to eat a whole pizza. But if you take those same calories and do it in nutritional dense food, so like broccoli, you got to eat a whole lot of broccoli to add up to 1,500 calories, so eating your fresh vegetables, eating your protein. So what kind of protein? So you want to do the lean proteins or proteins with, fat. So like if you do a beef, you need a lean cut beef, or chicken, do the chicken breast instead of chicken thigh. Those are different, calories because of the fat intake. You got your different fish, seafood and stuff like that. So you can make 1,500 calories a whole lot of food. It's just what types of food are you eating?
Yeah, and spread it out throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that'd be a little rough for me.
Because if we go to a restaurant, like if we go to a steakhouse or whatever, you can eat those calories in one meal. By the time you get your drinks, your appetizer, your meal, maybe a dessert, you can have a whole day's calorie at one sitting. Versus if you're eating a whole bunch of salads, and vegetables and stuff, split it out throughout the week or the day, it'll go further.
Yeah, yeah. I was told to eat something every 2 hours to get my metabolism back up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just that. I said, eat what? Have a steak at 8 in the morning and pork chops at 10? No, you eat. So now I got used to eating my whole wheat crackers, unsalted whole wheat crackers. So if I get the urge, I need something, I grab that. And I eat 5, 6 of those and I'm fine. Drink some water with it. I told my wife I'm in prison in my own house. I'm eating crackers and water and stuff, but that's what I chose to do. Now, the point I was going to make earlier just came to me. The mental health side. I couldn't think of mental health to save my life, but the mental health side of um, doing a program like yours, when somebody come in there, they sort of like low self-esteem. They're not happy with themselves, and sometimes it's the demographics where you're at. Sometimes the food that you eat. Um, can food make you feel like you're crap?
Um, I guess I don't know if it's the food, but how you feel after you eat it. So if you're supposed to be watching what you eat and then you go eat a whole cake, then you're gonna feel bad because you didn't follow the plan, and then you'll be hard on yourself or whatever. But I don't know if it's the food, but it's the if we're trying to do something and getting off track. But then again, emotional eaters, so they may eat, and when they eat, they get the little happy hormone, so the dopamine,
Say
so they'll keep
that.
eating,
Yeah.
to feel some kind of void or something, and they'll get in pleasure, through eating. So
Oh, wow. So how many calories would it take? Let's say to lose some weight. Is it by the calories? If you want to lose some weight, like they say, like I said, I don't know how many calories it takes to lose a pound. Is there
So
math behind that?
they say, I think it's like 3,500 calories as you lose a pound. So it's for women, a good pace to lose weight, a healthy pace is probably 1 to 2 pounds a week. For men, it can be 2 to 3, maybe even 4. So 2 to 4 pounds a week for men, because men will lose weight a lot faster than women. So to lose that, you have to split up the 3,500 calories throughout the week. So if you decrease your calorie intake, maybe 500 calories a day, then at the end of the week, you'll have enough to lose the whole pound. But then there's also a point. So doing this, having my gym bring a personal trainer, I realized a lot of people actually don't even eat the correct amount of food. So they don't eat enough food. So when you don't eat enough food, then your body is going to, whatever you eat, your body's going to hold on to it and store it as fat because it's like in starvation mode. So it doesn't know the next time it's going to eat. So not eating enough can also do harm to you too.
Oh
So,
wow, never thought of it like that because your body stores that fat for when it needs it.
and the
And
thing is, so then let's say you're not eating. So if you're eating 1,000 calories a day. After a month, you will lose weight because you're not taking in enough weight. However, it's going to start affecting your organs because now that the fat may be dropping, but now your organs, they're not getting enough calories to function properly. So they're not, so calories are little like sources of energy. So it's not giving you enough energy to function properly. So although you may be losing weight, your functions are now going to be affected because you're not getting enough energy. And then there's a term out there called skinny fat. So some people use that like you're losing a whole lot of fat, but it's not, it's kind of like flabby.
yeah,
So um, you get that too, but that's when you're not eating, enough food. So you're still losing weight, but it's not the healthy way.
so there's a fine line that you're taking when you decide to drop your calories and what your body needs and what you want. So
Mm-hmm.
you pretty well got to how can I? Yeah, it's just a fine line. There, you gotta have a chart down
Pretty
on what
much.
you're doing because I started writing down about 3 months ago what I was eating, and I wrote down what made me feel bad because sometimes I eat some I just didn't feel right. So after I did research on it, it had some certain type of additives in that in the
Mm-hmm.
food I was eating. My body reject now. 20, 30 years ago, I've been fine. But as you get older, your body seems to reject some of the stuff that you enjoyed back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you write things down, that's when you do it. Like I noticed my youngest son had asthma, but we didn't know what triggered the asthma off a lot of times. So I started keeping a journal and I went to support group with asthma. I discovered after writing things down for months, found out every time he had chocolate, it'd trigger his asthma.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not believe that. So I shared it with my group and I showed them, you wrote all this down. And one lady said, but you're a man. I said, and your point, I'm a single parent, but that's what I discovered. And now they all start writing a chart down too. So I think it's good for anybody who's going to go and start losing weight. Number one, write down what you're going to eat and what's affecting you and all that stuff, and go see a person like you, get a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Because a personal trainer, to me, you're eating that food and then you're going somewhere that you can maintain what you're doing. I, I even segued that my own self without knowing I was doing the segue. Maintaining the proper workout and things, is that pretty well essential to, let's say you reach your goal. So now you got to stay at that goal. So seeing you will make sure that that person will stay at that goal. Is
Mm-hmm.
that about right?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm answering my own questions. Here's a question for you right here. How do I firm my inner thighs?
So there's a lot of different leg exercises you can do. So I guess it depends what muscles you're trying to tone up, but the typical leg workouts people like to do are like the squats, leg press, um, lunges, but then we have to get into finding out how your needs are, so everything's pretty much individual, customized based on that person needs and if they have any injuries and stuff like that.
You mentioned lunges. 15 years ago, I went to the gym. The guy told me to do lunges. I did those. I was so sore the next day. I went to him, then I was going every other day. I went back, said, man, I'm sore. Do it again. Did it again. Oh, was I sore? Then it brought me back when I played baseball. Spring training came around for us playing baseball. We were always sore the first 2 weeks of spring training because we were not using those muscles.
Mm-hmm.
So that brought me back. Then it also brought me back, say, hey, if I train and work out year round, I won't be sore when spring training come around. So I
Mm-hmm.
did that one time and it worked. I wasn't sore. But lunges, woo, that will wake you up in the middle of the night because it's hard on you. But in
Mm-hmm.
the same way, it's good for you. One
Yeah.
question I got to ask that people always, what is that burning sensation in your muscle when you're working out? They say it's sort of like it burns. What is that?
So when you lift weights, what you're doing is you're ripping the muscle. So you're going to rip it. And then when you sleep and get rest, that's when it repairs. So as it's ripping, you're feeling that. So that's the soreness. And then, what is it? Lactic acid gets built up in your muscle too. So that's why you have to stretch when you finish working out, foam rolling and stuff like that to get that. I think it's called, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing it, but like lactose acid. I forget what it's called, but yeah, so stretching is good for that. So if you don't, so when your muscles get stiff too, then you'll feel the soreness also. So you want to keep them warmed up and moving too.
So what's best when you're working out? Gatorade or water?
Well, I like water, but some people prefer Gatorade because it just has the electrolytes. And then you have to look at it too. So they have sugar-free Gatorade. I'm just not a big fan of the sports drinks because of the sugar, but sometimes you need the sugar when you're working out. So that's giving you your intra carbs. So you need that to give you your energy to continue to work out. But so there are benefits to both.
Okay. What about the kids? Electrolytes I see adults buying right now.
So the electrolytes, when you work out, when you sweat, that's when you're losing. So you're losing like your electrolytes and your salt. So a lot of marathon runners, they'll have some kind of electrolyte gels or something that they eat because as you're running and sweating, you're losing your salt and your electrolytes, which affects your body. So so
I'm
it's something other than just water. So like add it to your water that you need because as you sweat and you're sweating out more than just water.
That brings the point when I was in high school, the coach used to give us salt tablets
Mm-hmm.
for cramping up
Mm-hmm.
and drink plenty of water with it. You don't want to take that by itself not drinking water. So that did alleviate the cramps when you're playing games and stuff. You get that cramp. Everybody said, oh man, what's wrong with him? He cramped up. How did he do that? Well, you're sweating, you're losing everything. So they used to give us salt pills to take.
And then I have some clients that come in here that they say, "Oh, I've been cramping a lot." So I ask them, "Did you take salt out your diet?" And they'll say, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Add a little bit back, or at least go to like maybe sea salt or something like that." Because although salt makes you retain water and it can make you swell up, we still need it. So you
Yeah.
don't need a whole lot, but you still need it. So if you're cramping up and you took out your salt, then I would say add a little bit back.
I talked to a chef a while back and they say she used nothing but pink salt. I said, what's the
Hmm.
difference? She said, that's better, it's low in sodium, but you still get what you need for pink salt. I've been looking for pink salt for 3 months. I can't find it anywhere.
It's like the pink Himalaya salt. I see it all the time, like HEB and stuff
I've
like
been in
that.
HEB, it's like they're always out. Oh, we're out right now. So who's buying all this stuff?
But I actually, so I drink, let me show you, a gallon water a day. So this right here, and I'll actually put pink salt in it and
Okay.
drink it throughout the day. Not too much where I can't really taste it,
Right.
but I'll put salt in there to make sure, because I work out so much that I'm getting all of my salt that I need throughout the day. Although I cook with salt a little bit, not a whole lot, but I'll put it in my water.
I'm about the same way. I don't cook with salt at all because I'm type 2 diabetic. That's the reason why I'm watching my weight and doing everything. And hopefully I go back to doctor again. They're going to take me off some more medication. Slowly but
Mhm.
surely, they've been down in the medication for me. But uh, I use turkey meat a lot when I cook. When I make my chili, I use turkey meat. And a secret ingredient come out. I did a batch of turkey. I mean, a batch of chili for somebody one day. I didn't tell them I used turkey meat.
Mhm.
I didn't use no salt in it. I made my own season. I don't buy that store-bought season because it's full of sodium.
Mhm.
So I got this deal. It came off YouTube and off Facebook where they got a chart and they tell you each spice you need to make your chili seasoning. So I got all the spice. I make my own seasoning. I put it in there, went up there. It tasted fine to me. So I took it out somebody, girl, they tore that chili up. I did not want to tell them it was turkey meat. Then one person turned around and said, "Oh, I don't like turkey," instead of eating that chili. So I have done that, veered away from the salts and stuff because you'd be surprised how much salt is in the prepackaged stuff. Now I'm looking in the store. Nope, can't do that. Can't do
Mhm.
that. I almost slipped one day, went to a restaurant. I got ready to order the double bone pork chops with mashed potatoes and bacon bits and all that. I told this what I wanted. I said, never mind. I can't eat that. Give me the grilled salmon with the brown rice. I stopped my own self. I caught
Mhm.
myself. My wife looked at me and said, "Yeah, it's not my pleasure day today." So I left it alone. But we do have to be mindful of what we're doing.
Mhm.
So, and with you, with patients, okay, tell me about one of your success stories.
So I've had one client, she's been with me for a little while, but she came in, she was probably 5'5" maybe. I think she weighed close to 180 pounds. She's military, so she needs to lose weight. So now she's down to about 120. And
Wow.
we work out twice a week. So in the beginning, she did work out more on her own. She did. So with me, I focus a lot on strength training. So your cardio, I'll give you a cardio schedule, but you'll do it outside of here. And then so she was doing her cardio, you know, and we was focused a lot on strength training. So she's lost quite a bit of weight. So she's a good success story. I've had other clients where they want to do, so I do bodybuilding competitions. So I've had some clients that want to do bodybuilding competitions. The hardest thing about the bodybuilding competition is the diet. It's just the diet.
Mm,
So I have some clients that would start and they want to do a competition, but then towards the middle or whatever, they would change their mind because of the diet. But even when you're getting started, I think they would want to do a competition, but their body would get to a point where they was happy and they'd be like, I don't need a competition. I'm just going to maintain right here, which is still a good success story. They didn't do the competition, but they got comfortable with their body.
yeah.
So when you leave, training with me at the end of when our time comes to an end, if you're where you want to be and you're happy and have confidence and stuff, that's a success story.
Okay. Speaking about competition, weren't you involved in some competition yourself?
So I've done quite a bit of bodybuilding competitions. So that's how I started in fitness. So I was a little overweight while in the military, and I needed. So I'm very goal oriented. So if I have a goal, I like to reach that goal. So I gave myself a goal um, to do a bodybuilding competition. So I trained for a whole year to do the competition, and that's when I first started working out. I would do a little bit of working out for the military, enough to pass the fitness test, but that was all I was. I was just my goal was to pass the fitness test. I didn't have any goal outside of that. So once I passed the fitness test, there was no need for me to work out anymore. So I gave myself a goal to
There
keep
you
myself in
go.
shape.
There you go. You felt good about it, didn't you?
Yeah, so I did the competition and I liked it. So I kept doing them. And then yeah, so from there, I was like, I think I'm gonna be a personal trainer. Then I had in over 20 years at the military. It's like I think I'm gonna retire, open up my own gym.
There you
So
go. There you go. I got a question for you. And Sandra, don't beat me up. I'm gonna ask it. What is the stigma that's out there with a woman with muscles? Some men look and say, how does she doing that to her body? They got that in their hand. Y'all be slim and soft and all that. That's what they want. But that's what a woman wants. They want the muscles and all that stuff. So I watched, it was this one lady. We were at a restaurant one day. This lady was buff. I mean, she was toned. It looked good. I'm listening to this guy sitting next to me at the restaurant. That's disgusting. Look at that. She know better. She's only good for one thing. That's it. I want to turn around and slap him for him thinking like that. I have no problem in that. That's your choice. That's what you want to do. I think that looks good.
From my personal experience, I think I would get a lot of that from men that just didn't have the discipline to do it themselves.
That's a good answer.
So I would get a lot of criticism. I mean, it came from men and women. I get criticism a lot, I don't want to look like a man. There's nothing about me that looks like a man.
All right. We're not gonna go. Okay.
But I think they associate muscles with men. But you have to think about it. Bodybuilding and the muscular, is formed from men. If we look at the Greek goddesses and stuff like that, if you take it all the way back, men are the one that had the muscles. So when a woman does it, they associate it with looking manly when we're not. Now, some women, in the bodybuilding industry do take performance enhancements.
Yeah.
And that will make your body do things that it's not naturally supposed to do. So these women out here that are very, very muscular and stuff, they might be taking something to get that look, because our body, we only gonna gain so much muscle mass. So if I'm doing what my body was created to do, then I'm fine with that. But some people do go over, so they might associate women looking muscular because they're looking at what's on TV. And then when I do the competitions, the last maybe 8 weeks getting ready for that competition is when I am going to look very hard. But after the competition, but I'm not at a healthy state. So we have to, when we get on stage, we have to drop our body fat so low. Women shouldn't be below 10% body fat. So, but getting on stage, we're going to be below that. So once we get done with the competitions, we have to do things to get back to a healthy state. So then we won't look like we look on stage. So I think that's a lot of confusion when people see me and they're like, oh, you look so big in your pictures. You look so big, online or whatever. Yeah, because y'all might be seeing me as I'm getting ready to transform to get on stage, but I can't look like that every day. That's not healthy. Yeah. So I have to put on some more body fat to be at a healthy state.
Yeah. Now you talking about that enhancement and stuff. Doesn't later on, from what the doctors say, that will mess your bones and stuff up, being on that?
So there are side effects to it that aren't very healthy. And there's within the last few years, I think with the pandemic, and then us getting the vaccine and stuff, we've seen a lot of bodybuilders dying. And I think it's just, this is me personally, nothing, research I've done or anything like that. But I just think it's the vaccines and stuff, we're taking now, we're mixing that with the steroids and stuff like that, and people are dying.
Wow.
But there's been a lot of deaths in the last 2 or 3 years. And I would correlate it to the vaccine in this pandemic. Because, it's something new. We've never had to deal with this. People have been taking steroids for years.
Yeah.
But they dying, left and right now.
I never would have thought of that. Boy, that's a good point. Okay. So body mass, you're getting yourself ready for competition. Have you had anybody come in and tell you, look, I'm gonna start a competition in 2 years. I gotta get ready. What do I need to do?
It all comes down to just diet and exercise. Really, we have to change your diet and we got to get a workout regimen. So with the competitions, though, there's a lot of different categories in bodybuilding. I'm a little more familiar with the women versus the men, but there's like there's a bikini category. So the bikini category, It's not a lot of muscle mass. It's more just being like slender and stuff. You have a little muscle mass, but not a whole lot. Then you have in NPC, they have wellness. So that focuses more on your legs. So that's a category with women that have bigger bottoms than their top half. So they'll focus more on that. Then you have figure, which is what I do, which is an overall symmetry. So they're looking at your whole body. Is everything, balanced out? Then you have physique. So physique is a little harder. So that's where it's more muscle mass and you'll get more, a little bit leaner. And then you have bodybuilding. So bodybuilding is, those are the bigger ladies with bigger muscles. So,
Okay.
so first we have to figure out what category do you want to do? Because each category is going to have a different workout regimen and a different diet. So first we have to figure out what category you want to go, and then we have to tailor everything towards that category. And a lot of times we have to look at how your body is shaped too. So I didn't know any of this when I first started, when I first went to do a competition. So I just went to the gym and started lifting weights. So then I learned about the different categories. So by the time I learned about the different categories, I was way too muscular to do the bikini category. It would have been nice to start off, in bikini and go up. That's how a lot of women do it. They'll start, at the lowest muscle group, and then they'll go work their ways up to the different categories. But I didn't know what I was doing. So I just went into the gym and started lifting weights.
Nothing wrong with that. Wow. So there is categories and all that. Well, that's understandable. All right. Last question for you. Everybody wants somebody who have a six pack. And I always tell everybody, I got a six pack. When I was drinking, I go to the store and get a six pack. That was my But how hard it is to get a six pack if you a male, I'm gonna use my age. All right, everybody, don't laugh. 68 years old, and let's say I want to get a six pack. What do I need to do besides going to the store?
It's mainly diet. Once you strengthen your core muscles, they'll be there. So like with me, my abs come easy when I'm following the correct diet. So my abs will come real quick. That's because it's like you can train them once, but then the rest is just your diet.
Okay.
So a lot of it is so once your body fat is, low enough to make the abs visible. Because a lot of people core is strong and they work out and stuff, but you can't see them because they have a whole bunch of layers of fat up over them. So you just need to lose the body fat, drop the body fat, and that comes with diet.
Okay. Oh, I said it was the last question. I got another one for you. I did research and talked about it. When liposuction first came out, people thought that was an easy way of getting things, but it came with a lot of side effects people didn't know about. Sometimes you have that abdomen pain for life after going through that. So what is your take on that?
A lot of people do lipo or, weight loss surgery. My thing is, you know, it's a tool to get you started, but you're not going to maintain that look unless you get a hold of the diet. So I have a lot of clients that have had weight loss surgery. Some of them, they still look good. They still do the workout. Some of them, they've gained back twice as much as weight because you do the surgery and you don't think you need to do anything. You can't eat like you ate before.
Yeah.
So you have to change. You're going to have to change your diet to maintain that look.
Yeah, not.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. You can do it with you can lose weight without surgery. It just takes time. You have to be dedicated, patient. You have to think everything through. But sometimes people, it's needed for health reasons. They need to lose this weight right now.
Yeah, I watch some shows where they can't do surgery till you lose a certain amount of weight, and these people get upset, and they be eating 2 or 3 pizzas. And who does that?
And I mean, because you can hurt yourself too. So it can be dangerous if you're eating the same. So I think is it gastric bypass? That's the one where they cut your stomach. So there's so many different weight loss surgeries. But that one, so you're going to have staples and stuff. You can't eat like you did before. If you try to, you're going to bust them staples and everything else and cause issues. So you have to learn how to eat, for that surgery.
And then they got the other one that they could put a little band around
Mm-hmm.
your stomach where it squeezes so tight that you're going to eat a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Because you're
Yeah.
gonna get sick.
Yeah. You're going to get real sick. All right. I think it was the last question. Here's another one right here. What about the Brazilian butt lift surgery that takes the fat and puts it in the back, in your back? I guess
A lot of people do that, and a lot of people go out of the country to do it. First, I would say there's a reason why it's cheaper overseas because they don't have the standards that the US have. So you're taking a risk with someone not being as qualified. They may not be as diligent, making sure everything is clean. So
yeah.
you're opening yourself up to a lot of infections. So, and to do the Brazilian butt lift here, I mean, it's a thing. It's a phase that our society is in now. Big butts are in, but you can build them. It's going to take time, but
Well,
people do it, and
some people, some races have it automatically
mhm.
that we don't have to worry about butts.
But it's still a muscle that can be built. It's
Yeah.
still a muscle that can be built. You have to do, and depending on, it can just look awkward too if you're not building. So your butt, you have your butt, then you have your hamstrings, and you have your calves. You need to build all of that. So if you're gonna get a Brazilian butt lift and you ain't got no hamstrings and no calves, what is it? What is holding it up?
It looked like somebody just came in and just did like this, just placed, okay, there, bye, there you go.
And it's gonna cause, it's just gonna be an imbalance. So your body, you may not feel comfortable, because you ain't got nothing holding it up. Build the muscles to hold it up.
Yeah. Hey, I want these muscles right here. Don't worry about it. I don't need nothing to hold it up. I'm good. All right, Miss Newsom. It was good to have you. I love to hear you laugh. That's you just tickled yourself a couple of times on this show, and that's good. That's good. So tell everybody how can they get a hold of you and where to visit you at on website, phone number, and all that good stuff.
So my website is newsomfitness.com. So Newsom. So Newsom with no E at the end of Newsom. So it's Newsom. That's my website. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Newsom Fitness is under both of those are Facebook and Instagram. And then my phone number, it's 571-659-8418. So call me, send me a text, an email. Text is probably the easiest because I'm always with clients, so I don't get a chance to answer my phone. And so text is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. But
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds good. I was reading somebody messages, two stick legs with two monkeys fighting in the back. Oh, oh, one other thing. I forgot to tell everybody, who are we a member with right now? We're in the same organization right now. I see that look on your face like, don't mess with me, Ron. MBN, the Man Broadcast Network. We are both members of that, right?
I went to the conference.
Are you not a member yet? Oh, I have to talk.
I just learned about the group when I went, so I just learned about them. So I'm still learning about them.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know
Okay.
before Sandra tap your brain. I'm beating her to the punch right now. Just let me know. If you
Okay.
think about it, we both it doesn't matter. We both doing the same thing. So but my support is better than hers. I just let her know that. It was great having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Is there any goals or challenges that you're doing right now for your business or for yourself that we could check up on you in the summertime to see if you reach that goal?
Oh, so for me personally,
Yeah, that sounds good.
so I'm getting married in October. So
Uh-oh.
I just picked my dress out Saturday. So I'm trying to look super fine in this dress.
So basically, we won't hear from you for a couple of years.
A couple years.
Yeah, you're getting married. You don't want to do with us a couple more years. You're gonna be off
I
on your
want,
honeymoon and doing things. I know y'all women. And congratulations.
Thank you.
He's a lucky young man.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I hate using the word look. He's a blessed young man. Have somebody like you in his life. Does he work out too?
He
If
does work out.
like I said, if
Oh,
not, he will.
he might not be as hard as I go, but he does work out.
Oh, I see right now. That may be the show I need to talk to you on in a couple of in the summertime. How's he doing working out? Are you gonna
So
push?
we both trying to get ready for the wedding.
Okay.
So that is our goal right now. We both have wedding goals.
Okay. You getting married here in San Antonio?
No, so we're actually getting married in Turks and Caicos.
Oh, golly. Can I go?
Sure.
I just slide in the luggage and ride down there free. Yeah, right. Well, congratulations to you. That is nice to hear.
Thank you.
That's going on. It's always nice to hear somebody jump in the broom, as we call it. Are y'all gonna jump the broom?
We hadn't talked about it. I have to ask him if that's something he wants to do.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go ahead and do like most women do? Oh, we're gonna jump the broom, okay?
That'll work too.
That's all you gotta do. And I found out that you don't have to be married to the person for that woman to run you. I found that out in business right now. You don't have to. It just happens. So like the other day, my wife asked me, "Well, how was that pizza?" It was all right. She said, "I didn't ask that question." I said, "That's the only answer you're gonna get. It was all right." Because that was my cheat moment right there. I wasn't supposed to eat it, but if I knew they're gonna get that pizza, I'd have cheated with a ribeye steak with a big baked potato or something. Because actually, to be honest with you, that was the nastiest pizza ever tasted. I'm just be point blank and honest. Don't order from them again. And she probably won't. But that was my answer, and I'm sticking to it. All right, young lady, we thank you for having on board. Congratulations to you. Let us know if you're going. Let us know if that wedding dress is. Did you find it yet? Or are you still looking?
I didn't know. I found it Saturday, so now we're just trying to get right.
So you got to work your way into it.
Well, I got it the dress and it fits me now, but I want to be alterations to bring it in some.
Oh, spooky. I'm scared of you on that one. Actually, that's a good goal. Somebody said years ago, if you really want to lose weight, buy you some clothes that's the size is too small and work your way into it. A lot of people would tend to work towards that goal than anything else because their dress look cute, their pants look cute, whatever looks cute, and they tend to work their way towards that goal to fit inside there. I said there are two things in clothing it's the button and the zipper. The reason why I said that button is going crazy. How dare you try to squeeze and try to and the zipper said, "How dare I'm zipping up in here knowing I'm just gonna bust loose." So I was told that years ago by somebody that most women will go out and if they want to lose weight, they will go out and buy new clothes, a couple of sizes too small, because that's their goal they want to reach. So
That might be a good way to do it.
yeah, in other words, I'll send them your way and ask that question. I got the person for you.
Okay.
All right, you take care. Nice
All
talking.
right. Thank you. You too.
All right. Okay.
Bye bye.